Alrighty. We're doing the Izzie and Bunchu the bunny build. Alright everyone, this is Omni. Back to do a second build on the stream. I'm gonna assume this is going to take just as long. Maybe longer because it's supposed to have more pieces. But we'll see. Also only 3 bags. And this is set number 7153. Izzie and Bunchu the bunny with 259 pieces. And it retailed for $20 when it came out. So that's a thing. Just gotta get the build space all clear. Bag number 1. I do like the colors on this one. I think this is the one that people were saying is not as great as Z-Blob. I'm not sure. One of them got a lot of heat because they were like, this is not all as good as the other one. And I think it was this one, which is very interesting. All right. Great artwork on the front. That's always good. That's actually really, really funny. Alright, and then now we open up to the instructions. And page 1. Cool. Always have the splash page, which is always really cool. And then you have Izzie, which we've got Izzie from the normal set already. That's okay though. Oh. So we know how to build an Izzie, which is nice. She has the same faceplate. It's still the same, the super happy faceplate. And the neutral smile faceplate. It's face print. So nothing different from there. Her sword is the same, which is interesting now that I'm looking at this one. There's no gold. It's just a translucent blue. It's interesting that they chose that instead of it. And then this is like a gem. This is interesting. They could have added these. They could have added these details. Not something where I'm like docking points, but they made a different choice. They made an interesting choice on that. Alright, so we're gonna put you like right here with your bunny. She also came with a hourglass piece, which was fun. This hourglass is a different color, but I'm not thinking that I'm not gonna dock them because they didn't want to print another color. I'm not gonna be like, oh, they didn't print out that color for the hourglass. It's not a big deal. That one is okay, but I feel like the sword, like, it's only used by Izzie, so like I don't know why they didn't just print it the way they did, or maybe I don't know. I don't know why they molded it that way, because they could have added the color. And it's translucent blue. It's only translucent blue and like pink gems, and I'm just like, why didn't you do that? Weird. Again, we get the weird enemy body. That's weird. Again, like I said before, though, that is a problem I have with the dream sets as a whole. Not necessarily. It's not just a per set thing. So that will probably will be explained again when we get to it, but not a big deal. I do like that they made these arms clippable. As you can see, there's a little indentation on the arms. There's a little indentation, so that way you can clip things, so they can use tools, but it's weird. Alright, and then we have that little guy about to capture Bunchu. but Bunchu turns into a giant rabbit. Alright. No. Are you kidding me? Did I already lose? Please tell me I did not already lose a piece. What the heck? Oh, there it is. I was like, for a second there, I was like, I hope I didn't lose this piece. Again, it'd be like, it'd be like Z-Blob all over again. Oh, missing pieces all over the place. They did keep with the theme though. I like that they kept with a theme of like the blue and the pink, and stuff. So it's on brand, as they would say. Oh, I'm stupid. I was supposed to put two 1x1s, 2x1s. I will also dock this for not having a brick separator. Mainly again because it's not because like I need one. It's because I think that if this was supposed to be a child's introduction, they should be given the proper tools. Especially since it's not a Force Plus set or a Duplo. Like it's actually intricate stuff that the kid could accidentally get stuck, and then they'd be stuck with trying to figure out how to unpry it. And you can even if you want to, and I'll explain this in the review, but when you add a brick separator, you can also add how to use a brick separator page, and then they would know for the future, right? So then they would know how to do it, how to use one when they see one. So it's a learning opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. So, you know, it's just something to think about, but we'll see how this works. So far the build's pretty simple. It's maybe a little too simple. They do this all the time. We're using two cheese slopes, two 1x1 cheese slopes, when you could have done a 2x1 on both sides. They're both the same thing. So I don't know why they did that. That's interesting. It's a minor thing, but if I was being more nitpicky on things, that would also be included, and then it would, if I find another nitpicky, basically if I find another nitpicky thing, that will be explained in the review about the parts usages. But right now, it's not really that big of a deal. It's not too much of an issue. I'm just kind of like, that's weird. I don't know why they didn't do two. Why they didn't do just a 2x1 instead of two 1x1s. I'm sure it's an aesthetic thing, but it's just a weird aesthetic. They choose to do it that way. Okay, so that's supposed to be like that, and then. Interesting. Alright, so what's the other side here? And then this goes... Where does this go? What? Oh, does it go like that? Does it go like that? I think? Oh, here we go. There we go. That makes a lot more sense. I was like, what the hell? So this is the torso. Clearly. This is going to be the torso. As far as... so far the builds are like... a little bit less exciting than the Z-Blob. I think it's just because like the torso is pretty basic or something. I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not entertaining me as much as the Z-Blob one. Not necessarily a bad thing. It just is. It's just how it is. It's definitely not something where I would dock at points right now, anyway. That's what I want to get at. And then again, they're using the corners. They could have done a semicircle. Okay, so now I'm going to nitpick about things in the review, but you'll hear me basically point out that there's a lot of these 1x1 things that they could have turned as 2x2s, because there's no reason for it to be 1x1. There's no actual real reason. It's just kind of dumb. It's a kind of a dumb choice. So that's my 2 cents on that one. And that will dock it some points. I think this will be a 6.5. No, I think it'll still be a 7. I'm just going to explain about certain things being dumb. What the hell? Oh, there it is. I will mention the part build, but not having as much fun. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm definitely not having as much fun as I had with the Z-Blob. It's kind of an issue. I mean, it's fine. I kind of want to get this over with. That's how I feel about the build with the instructions. So I think it is going to be a 6 out of 10. I love the Dream series though, so don't get me wrong. I'll explain why. Even though these 2 first sets are like not 8 out of 10s. Yeah, there's going to be a particular thing I'm going to talk about it, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I think it's also because I can't like see where it's going. Maybe that's another thing. Like with Z-Blob, you kind of be like, oh, there's an arm. And now I was like, I guess that's a torso. And I'm like, I guess we're building the waist? Question mark? I'll tell you what, it is teaching me how to... Oh, shoot. See? That's what I was talking about. Oh, no, I got it right. It is teaching me how to do certain techniques for a mech build. So that's nice. But, yeah, I don't... Yeah, not, particularly... I can kind of see why people were like, oh, this is not as great as the Z-Blob one. The Z-Blob one is a little bit better, but it's not terrible. Actually, it has parts that I don't have to worry about missing, so that's nice. Alright. And then the same on the other side. Oh, that's not the piece I want. That's the piece I want. Oh, this is the head. See, I thought this was the... Anyway, whatever. I thought this was not that. I thought this was something else. Clearly I was incorrect in thinking this was the waist. I was like, oh, it's the head. Which I should have figured out because it's got the big joint right there to connect to the body. But yeah, it's whatever, that's fine. That's nice that they're printed pieces though. That's for the face. Just like Z-Blob. But Z-Blob obviously didn't have as much stuff because Z-Blob was basic. Was a basic like cone piece, so there's not a lot of printing you need. It's just eyeballs. I'm still debating on like, is this a good set? I think it's a fine set. It's not a great set. So I think 6 out of 10 is fine. I probably rate it higher if they said a couple things. I think that I'm docking it because it's supposed to be for 7-year-olds. And I think that's the most important thing that I have to keep reminding myself when I'm like 6 out of 10, and I'm like maybe not, but I'm like maybe it is, because for a 7-year-old this is kind of boring. I'm getting bored, and I'm not even a 7-year-old. Thing, and then this is the ear, I guess. Yeah, this is the ear. Oh, okay. Okay, and then we have a thing like this, and then a thing like this, and then that goes all on the bottom, like that. Oh, I'm supposed to make 2 of these. Shit. Oops. We'll fix that real quick here. All right. So, what the heck? Oh, there we go. I was like, what the heck? I was missing some stuff, and that's because I was not paying attention. Alright, and then the blue tile over here. Rounded piece there. Rounded piece there. Oh, rounded piece there. Oh, shoot. And then we build that to the bottom. Oh, camera is falling down. That's not good. Alright. So then we get this piece. And then we get this piece down here. And then we connect it to the ear. And then we... It's a lot more articulated. I will give it that. It's a lot more articulated. Because they decided to use more ball joints than anything else, so that's kind of cool. I think it goes back up to 7, just because the articulation is probably going to be much better than Z-Blob. I feel like that Z-Blob was a little too constricted in the arms and the legs, but we could be wrong. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when we build this thing. We build this thing out. Oh shoot. Alright, so we have Bunchu here. Alright, so one piece here. One piece here. Take that little thing. red this time, not black. That's interesting. Oh, they did a thing better than the Z-Blob. Z-Blob had that ball joint. They just went, you know what? Let's make it a ball joint Technic axle. I don't know why they didn't do it the other way. Anyway. All right. So there's going to be something that I'm going to give it a point back for being a little more posable and having extra pieces a little more accessible than Z-Blob. Yeah, I think that's how we'll do that, because that means a lot then there's a little bit easier, because if you miss that piece, you have like all the other pieces, then you feel really bad. But with this one, it's just already there, so you're not, if you lose it, then you have to look for that piece. I don't know. I just feel like that these axle pins with balls are better than what you get in the Z-Blob stick thing. And I'll talk about it when we review Z-Blob versus Bunchu as well. So don't you worry, we'll talk about it in more detail. Like, what the heck? Did I miss something? Oh, I did miss something. So this is... I almost missed that instruction because it was blocked. But we need to add something like this. And then that has the headlight brick under here. And then a blue tile on the headlight. And then that goes like this. I think this is going to be the arm. This might be the arm. Oh no, this will be the foot. This will be the foot. That makes a lot more sense. Okay. The build is still a little more boring. It's still a little more boring than Z-Blob, but it's not bad. It's not the worst, but I definitely am like, I could have done better. This is like, still boring. Still kind of bored. I think it might also be the tedious little 1x1s that Z-Blob didn't have that Bunchu does. I think maybe that's also one of the annoying factors, right? I'm like, oh my god, can you like make this a little bit easier? So I think that's where I'm going to dock it, is that it's just boring because of the way it's built. There we go. Yeah, it has a lot more possibility than good old Z-Blob. So that's definitely, I'm gonna have to take that into account. It's definitely got more articulation, but and because of that reason, potentially, is what might be also why the setup is like super annoying. What the hell is that? Where's the piece? Oh, it is. Okay, and then yeah, exactly like that. I already forgot how to build this thing. How to build the foot. Put it on the other side, and I don't know what I'm doing. All Right, oh shoot. And then we need to put in another 2x1. Actually, is it two 2x1s? Is it two 2x1s? Yeah, it is two 2x1s. Wait, what the heck? You can't be serious. I'm missing a 2x1. Hold on. I'll be right back. Alright, I just grabbed 2x1 for my pieces. It's a dark blue one, and that's fine. But there we go. Well, fixed. It's all fixed. It's all good. It's all good. And then how does this go? Wait, what the heck? Oh, we're just gonna. Okay, I get it now. I'm dumb. There we go. That's what I need to do. Wait, what? Wait, what the heck? What the heck's going on? Wait, oh, I was dumb. That's not necessary. That's why I'm looking at it wrong. Again, why a brick separator? It would be perfect for a child, because these because if you need to separate a 2x2 from a 2x2, it's like really hard. It's like really hard to do it without a brick separator. So, but anyway. Again, as I said, I'll mention it in my review, but definitely not helpful. Definitely makes it a little more difficult. Okay. Yeah, I think it's mainly all these 1x1 pieces, I think, is getting on my nerves. I'm just kind of like, I don't really... You know, that's what, like it's little tedious things that you don't really like in a build that's in here, that's making the build process not as fun as Z-Blob. I like that there's more articulation than Z-Blob, but it's definitely at the cost of the build being super tedious. Because we're not even on the arms. I think, and or maybe it's just that I'm thinking it's taking longer than Z-Blob. I don't know. It's just it feels like it's longer, like it's a longer process. But I think it's just because of like all the tedious things. Maybe that is exactly why. Because I'm just kind of like, cool. This is like annoying. Okay, and then we flip it. This is going to be the arm, the forearm, and the hand. Oh, I get it now. It's because they didn't want... Because Bunchu's hands are weird. So what they did is that they made this just a fist. Right, and then that kind of... You can't really pose the hands like Z-Blobs. Which, whatever, who cares? The finger thing is like not a big deal. But it's a very interesting choice, for sure, for sure. And then this is also really cool. With the ball joints, you know, it's very easy to connect everything, and it's kind of actually much easier to not lose them. As I drop the entire construction. Okay. Sorry, it is just Bunchu's arm. He has pretty short arms now that I look at it. But the arms are very much more posable, surprisingly. So that's nice. So yeah, so far the build is better on Z-Blob, but the articulation is better on Bunchu. So trade-offs, right? Trade-offs. To make something a little more articulated, you have to have a little more build nuance. So I understand. I get it. Do I like it? No. Do I agree with it? Do I agree with it? In regards to that, yes, joints and all that needs to be pretty particular, and you need to make sure that everything works. So there's even these little tiny builds that are necessary for the build has to be that way. So I'm like, it's a compromise, right? That's kind of what we're getting at here, is that there is a compromise, and it does make the build boring, but it does give it better articulation in the end. So see, like, you can like rotate the hands. You can rotate the hands, and then you can like move the feet around. Like it's just more plausible. And then of course the ears. The ears, which Z-Blob doesn't even have ears anyway, so yeah, it's very much more plausible than Z-Blob, but at the cost of the build having a little more detail than necessary. Oh, and then you have a thing for the tail. I almost forgot about that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, and then the tail goes a little something like this. And we're probably gonna do the alternate build, unlike what we did for Mateo and Z-Blob, because I like wings versus I like the wings versus the roller skates. And then you get like just a basic tail, and then that's the basic tail. So that also articulated, more articulation. But we're gonna skip to page 66 as we knock over Izzie. Page 66, and even tells you to remove the tail because you're going to give it stingers, right? You're going to give it stingers and wings. So those are going to be... So we're going to basically we're turning Bunchu into a Bichu. And that's exciting. I like both alternate modes, to be fair. The skates are pretty cool, but I feel like that we can do better than skate. I feel like the wings and the stinger have more character. So that's another thing that the Z-Blob has going for it, is that Another thing that Bunchu has is that I think that I like the build of Bunchu better. I like both alternate builds, so that's kind of great. I'm thinking about putting the short form reviews on Instagram too. So I think that's also going to happen in case you don't want to watch it on YouTube or you don't want to watch the stream on Twitch or something. I'm going to do a little Instagram reels too. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. So stay tuned for that. Right, so we've got that going, and then we have 2 little pieces here. And I think that my favorite thing about the alternate build here too is that it's not too overly complicated, but it adds a lot of more character, a lot more depth. Because even with the unlike Z-Blob, where Z-Blob has just a jetpack, the jet boots, the jet skates option that Bunchu has is actually comes with a gauntlet too. So it's got this additional cool additional things. They're not just like one thing. Right, and then you get the stinger, and then that becomes the new tail. You could expand this out too. Obviously, this could be bigger, made better. I'm sure that Mishima Productions, they make like upgraded versions of things, and I think that's something to look at too. So look up Mishima Productions. They're pretty cool, and I think that's something that should be watched. What the heck? Ah, there we go. I'm like, that's not. I skipped a page. Alright, and then hooky pieces, little hooks here. Another hook here. So we have the thing like this, right? And then this is where the wings go. It's a simple build, but it's very cool. So this is the jet. This is the attachment, and then the wings go on the attachment. Wait, do they not go like that? Or do they just... Oh, I'm dumb. Okay, so it does just go in the back. See, again, I'm going to need to use a brick separator. Should have come with one, but I'm going to stop complaining about that part. But, it's a thought, food for thought, as they say, food for thought. Oh, this is so Izzie can stand on Bunchu's back. That's really cool. That's neat. That's a neat little thing. Cool. Okay, so then this goes right up here. So that's cool. Like, the wings are also kind of... I wish there was a way to make these... Obviously, you could probably add a hinge joint, and you can make the wings go up and down. But the wings are also posable. And then the bee stinger... This is a much better build as soon as you get it built than Z-Blob, I think. Better build, but worse building experience. So I think both of them actually will be 7 out of 10. I think they're both going to be 7 out of 10. And mainly, again, this is because some of the things that they already improved on, but there's some things that they still need to improve on. So 7 out of 10. Anyway, I'm going to end the stream. So we're going to end the recording.